uh, chair, as well as as well as Jerry via Zoom as we get interactive on this particular program. So basically, gentlemen, let's probably talk a little bit about the international front. But I know we still have the Super Division games to talk about that are going to take place tomorrow and all, but we'll probably cusp them as we hit the top of the hour, thereabout. But let's start with the Europa League. We have Manchester United qualifying to the semi-final, beating.
Lorenzo,
Uh-huh.
is it okay for us to touch a little bit on Kana?
On Kana.
Yeah, before we can.
Okay, let me have you touch on Kana, and
Yeah.
then I'll have Mfundisi pick it up on the Europa League, the games involving Arsenal and Man United.
True, true.
Mhm.
Um, in this past week, Lorenzo, Kana came from a 1-0 win over Namungo
Mhm.
in Confederations Cup
Mhm.
and went down to on a local derby to Kitwe United. So Kitwe United recording their first win
Mhm.
on Kana. And after that encounter, Lorenzo and Kana have suspended their coach, KK, Kelvin
Kelvin
Kaindu,
Kaindu. Mhm.
and
He's been sent on leave.
Yeah, sent on leave.
yes,
Sent
So
on
maybe
leave.
we use sent on leave because also no, we have not
Okay.
suspended. They have sent him on paid
on-
leave.
On paid leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
so they've sent him on leave. So we are yet to see whether Nkana is going to. So Nkana is right now, dancing in the relegation zone of the Zambia Super League. So we are yet to see whether Nkana will survive. Likulu, and we hope that they can live to that name, Likulu.
Yeah, but they have games in hand. They might survive. Anyway.
Lorenzo, games in hand are only games in hand. They haven't been played.
They're not guaranteed.
So there's no guarantee that they're going to come out tops in those games in hand. So the only thing we can say is kind of pull up your socks,
Mhm.
try and live up to your name, and be able to survive relegation.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, and very quickly, Lorenzo, just to agree with what you said, obviously, Abakawe has sounded the right sort of call. Ghana Football Club are a very big club.
Mhm.
I had an opportunity to speak with Napsa Stars management on the Copper Belt.
Mhm.
I sat with Badala Baona Janza as well as logistics manager, Gift Chaipa, and one other official. Janza is the CEO of the club,
Mhm.
and they are sitting bottom of their
Mhm.
group in the CAF Confederation Cup, Napsa Stars,
Mhm.
with 1 point. But if they were to win their two remaining matches, starting with next week, Wednesday,
Mhm.
and win their final game, they could still end up at 7 points
Yeah.
and maybe have something to say. But that is much easier said than done.
Done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In reality, it's a very difficult thing. For Ghana Football Club, it's almost the same in the sense that they face pyramids on Wednesday, and the change of the technical personnel could not have come at a waste time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because somebody else is coming in and they've got this crucial game. And in the Confederation Cup, they have not done as badly as they have done in the league.
Mhm.
And if it was down to me, I would not already be pressing the panic buttons because, like you said, Lorenzo, much as games in hand are never points in hand,
Mhm.
if they were to win those matches, they could still even win the league depending on how other results go. So what you need to do is sometimes look at the permutations, as a football club,
Mhm.
and say, how many points do we have to play for?
Mhm.
They are playing for over 36 points at present, and they have about 21 points, and the team that is on top of the table has about 46 points.
Mhm.
So if they're playing for 36 and they are on 21,
Mhm.
they are likely going to go to 57.
Mhm.
Now 57 minus 46 gives you what? About 11, isn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it means that you are giving the team that is on top an allowance of 3 losses and a draw.
Mhm.
If you can go on an 11
winning streak.
winning
streak.
match winning streak.
Mhm.
And in Ghana Football Club have demonstrated before they have won this particular league unbeaten.
Yeah.
And we have seen teams that go on a 16 match unbeaten run.
Mhm.
So when you are speaking to the players, try to sound positive.
Exactly.
And this is what I was telling Napsa Stars, that the only team that is incapable of winning the league at present, where we are standing, is Kitwe United, because they can only go to about 45 points, meaning that Zesco United, who is sitting at 46, they can never catch.
Mhm.
But are they relegated yet? No, they are not. Because the moment you begin believing the negative vibe of you have gone down, even from Ghana, you have gone down. The difficulty that has been around NAPSA as well as Nkana Football Club. Participating in Africa, Bintu Bonse Vadula Manje. Just to get a ticket for one person to go to wherever they are playing, it's costing them a lot of money. So allowances, for example, for the players. So when the players are playing in the league, they're not as motivated as when they're playing in continental football. And so, yes, these are factors that must be taken into consideration at a difficult time such as this one. And this is why Kaindo was saying, I don't know what is happening to us, because I am motivating these players to play, and yet they're not being paid. So it's extremely difficult, even from a coach's point of view, to motivate these players, particularly in the league, because so you would prefer wa muligi tabakunyantire so that wanina kwechoni on the next outing waikata ku dola falanga waikata dola walina ndeke ole baba ipendi ko falanga wali yako kanunu ka dola uliyo dola wali mona kuimoneka green dola ula mona bakupela
alikuwa tamaka
bakupela nangu tutatu hapa Lorenzo kulanda tibamuzo pushing program
guys program
you Lorenzo ni puso nunu nzapera manje mtwanga
kuti na butu kila pa biro biro deja
wafika bale kupusha tikalipisa kamoto
wapela kamoto
wapela legi
wa kilegi
ule kumia legi wafumia sapato wabika legi wabika pateko hata ulipete iwe kamutwe bako balegi wafumia umutu wabika mutu au tulefa legi ule nyakulu legi kaso hata utulelanda document registration
bureau de champ
wachinja wabika mutumba wamba kwenda nomba pati bakulu bankito sale wala kuposha how are you na kisungu sana ngana kwa tandalama kisungu kila fuma sana kisungu how are you doing nishina kwa tandalama shingi but that's the problem mutumba ikala so kikulu Mr. Lorenzo na fine but bala kuseja kupita fast wafuma mu bureau. But having said that, Lorenzo, we can only wish them the very best. Their matches that are coming up, particularly for NAPSA Stars, they did win against Forest Rangers by 1-0. And I was telling the NAPSA management that, look, the good thing that has come out of this campaign for you is the fact that you have a Doisi Soko who's very young, who has come to the fore, and Jimmy Mukea. And surprise, just later on that afternoon on Thursday, Jimmy Mukea scored the only goal as they won by 1-0 over Tenan Chilumba's Forest Rangers. Now, coming to the Europa League, obviously, very interesting. The Arsenal drew at home against Slava Praha. 1-1. And then they went to, which country? I don't even know.
Slavia Praha.
Is it Slovakia
or Ukraine?
Yeah, we call it racism. Bale kitaniu bena takuli what do you call it? Bale chitaso bale fukama. Ni kuchitani bale chitani ba Arsenal ba chitani kila ibola tena yamba ule mwana kibale kitani ba chitani ba Arsenal bena bale ikatafi ba iminina ba Slavia Praha jukine ule landa Praha ba Praha ba wina ba Rangers ba Scotland ko ba Blackie ba uma uyalenda Blackie ba uma mu dressing room ba uma muda wina ba Slavia Praha number wale kitani at the start of the game bina bale kana ba iminina afira ilo number wa ishpa pia chitika ibalanda pa kisungu ati poetic justice
must be Czech Republic, I think.
Black players ba Arsenal pingisha 4-0.
4-0. My black players.
Arsenal pingisha 4-0 na celebrate. Yes, because look, they refused to take the knee, and just in the previous round, they had been accused of racism, and then the Arsenal players are taking a knee. Slavia Praha or Prague, whatever it is, they refuse to take the knee. And it happens that the Arsenal black players are the ones that score in the 4-0 blitz. And now Chikonko Kabidi. It's like Mourinho. Why Mona Kiamana become a group? Why Bukisha? Abika Poba Aleva Mourinho. He's Mourinho. We know him as Mourinho. Instead of talking about the loss to Tottenham Spurs, he's complaining about the Son. You remember the comments. I think we'll come to that. But Nabena in poetic justice Valupola 4-0. So the 4-0. Arsenal are going to play who? Villarreal. Villarreal has a coach, who coached at the Arsenal.
Unai Emery.
Unai Emery. So it's a very tasty, spicy
Semi-final.
semi-final. Let's say like the Americans. Gonna be a very
Semi-final.
tasty semi-final.
Uh-huh.
But then Manchester United, just moved. They didn't even break sweat. 4-0 against Granada Spain.
It was a walk in the park.
Walk in the park, and they come up against the Italian giants in Roma.
Yes, sir.
And there's a potential English final in as far as the UEFA Europa League is concerned. But obviously in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Champions League.
Don't feel. Even in the Champions League, there's a possibility of an all-English final. It would be a great honor to the late Prince if that was to happen.
Prince Philip. May his soul rest in peace.
Absolutely.
May his soul rest in peace.
Absolutely.
But there is no English final.
There is no English final.
There is no English
There
final.
is no
man.
English final.
If anything, Madrid is on a hand to knock out all English teams.
Really?
Okay.
They've knocked out Liverpool.
Tell us.
They're booting out Chelsea. And then they're probably on their way to hit or hammer Man City in the final.
Oh, blame me.
Let me start with you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Then we'll have Chair, and then Mfundisi gets to come in that order. It was Liverpool. It was Liverpool's for the taking, but they failed to take advantage.
True.
Goalless, and 3-1 Madrid progressed to the final.
True.
Man City just showed what a master tactician Pep Guardiola is. Though you don't believe in him, ironically, I'm asking you this, putting it to you. All right.
Is that so?
Yeah, they're playing Paris Saint-Germain. I want you to make out of those two results you had in midweek in the UEFA Champions League to complete the semi-final pairing in the UEFA Champions League before Chair comes in and Mfundisi.
Of course, it's going to be it's been a very a good road for Pep so far in the Champions League, and he's going to face now PSG, and PSG is now being coached by Pochettino.
Yes, Maurice.
So there's that encounter, so to say, between the two coaches from the Premier League point of view. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Pochettino now managing Stars, because where he was, he had a mixed team, but he was able to show that he could do something, against Pep. So we will see now with the big Stars how he's going to use his tactics, because he's a great tactician, to try and thwart whatever Pep is going to bring at him. Great encounter it will be. Can't wait to see.
But who do you think might just carry the day between Mauricio and Pep?
I'm giving this one to Mauricio.
Expected.
I wasn't blinking. What do you mean expected?
You don't like Pep Guardiola?
No, not that I don't like him. That's too strong a word. I would just like to see PSG in the final. They played extremely well in the other final when they were beaten by Bayern. So I would like to see now with changed coaches. I would like to see how Pochettino can use his tactics to win something for himself.
Okay, all right, Chair. Let me have you come in now. You'll pick it up from the UEFA Champions League. You'll be shooting above your weight because I know Man United are in the Europa League, but nonetheless, we've given you power to talk about the Champions League, despite United not being there. All right, it was Liverpool 0 and then Real Madrid 0. You probably saw it from the way the first leg panned out in Spain.
Yeah, I think, getting back to our discussion in the group, I think I was categorical to indicate that Liverpool was a goner. Real Madrid were going to win this game, and truly it came to pass that even if it was an Anfield, because there were some people that thought it being an Anfield, Liverpool would be able to reverse the scoreline and be able to qualify. But today it was 0-0, and Real Madrid qualified on 3-1 aggregate. So that said, Liverpool is water under the bridge. For now, it's Real Madrid that are into it. Now, when you look at the game between Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester City, It's a game of tactics. It's a game that when you look at Pep Guardiola, is used, to winning trophies. Look at the way he came out at Barcelona, in which case he won. He ended up winning 14, trophies. But you need to give respect to Mauricio Pochettino. I think he transformed Hotspurs to an attacking side, a side that had belief in themselves, and they were winning games. But now he's Paris Saint-Germain coach, in which case he's doing well. Look at the way they were able to dispose of Bayern Munich. This was more or less like a final last year, in which case Bayern Munich were able to triumph. But this time around, beginning at Allianz, Paris PSG went in and they were able to win. They carried the 3-2 win. They came home at Paris Saint-Germain, even if the game looked a little bit difficult, but they saw it through. And as a result, they were able to win and qualify on aggregate. So that's it. It does give me the confidence, like Andrew has indicated, that PSG up against Manchester City. I believe that, Paris Saint-Germain will be able to win this game and qualify to the finals. So that's where my money is on PSG.
PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. All right, Mfundisi, let's have you come in. You are convinced beyond reasonable doubt that we might just get an all English final, all right, in the UEFA Champions League. Before you substantiate your claims, all right, let us have you first give us a post-match analysis of how Madrid fared against Liverpool.
Oh my goodness! Why would you want to torture me like that? But then let me tell you, it was a boring 0-0 draw. I'm not even interested in talking like Mourinho when he was asked about Pogba's comments. You just say, "I care less. I am not interested."
100% I do.
The only thing that we must say is a massive congratulations to the 13th time. They're the record winners, isn't it? Of the Champions League in Real Madrid. Because obviously the tie was done and dusted. Butuka. For Liverpool. No, I Liverpool. Butuka.
And something has come up.
No, I touch Bible. That Butuka. That's what you put on the line. Butuka.
But shout out to Chai man.
No, Chai man alikosa. Chai man alikosa. And watch to predict wrongly. Very smart.
I like the pizza with a straight face.
Chairman alikosa. A long time. I am bakale kunina ndeke huyu. Wamuna nangu walonesha passport yako ile ale posta pa group ale. Na ikushaje ushemwana wako huyu alimunika handsome. Ushemwana wako chairman huyu nangu ni
chairman.
But having said that,
alitambakale kunina ndeke.
So Liverpool babutuka. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So we have to So we have to sympathize with we have to sympathize with Liverpool. I think that the tie was already done and dusted when they lost at the Santiago Bernabeu. And when you come down to Anfield, this is a ground where they are even struggling to beat small teams.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So they have only won once since the turn of 2021.
Just one. That was against Aston Villa.
Against Aston Villa. Where can you get the courage to come and say, no, Liverpool will overturn against the Real Madrid side, whose pedigree in the Champions League is impeccable. It's as clean as Keke's handkerchief in terms of the Champions League. It's the holy grail.
And as polished as your Mercedes.
Oh, my goodness. Did I just say that? I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. But look, but I think let's rest this people. They are playing against who in the semi-finals?
They're playing against Chelsea.
Thomas Tuchel Wamushibaiwe.
From Germany.
Last season, he was in the Champions League final.
Yes.
and he didn't win it.
Alisa Lusa.
Federer Ireland is better to arrive in the final once and win it. So
not win it at all.
And arrive so many times and not win it. Now, now what this means is that Thomas Tuchel would not want to lose to Real Madrid because he wants to make amends for last season's loss.
Exactly.
So I see a potential banana skin
for Madrid.
Let me tell you something. Thomas Tuchel is defending with about 7 players. 5 defenders and 2 holding midfielders, and they break very quickly. And even as we look forward to the FA Cup, semi-final against Man City. Man City plays sometimes like Real Madrid. They would want to dominate possession, but against this new blue machine, he will let you play and defend in rows like wabika wapanga ndo wabika fima basi fila badala na bus parking fita tukunta shikwa gate ufile wa toba then go after kutoba file fuma fast kuya kusta deliver whatever they have to deliver ngani milk nanguni bread ya kaba ule wali mfa bread ya kaba ngai soft very soft ile fuma mo oven ile ndapusha no mwana wanjira we tell your mom that you finished on the way.
Your bread,
Kaba. Left ya Chelsea. Ule mukola fiso ule left ya mukati. Left ya mukati. Pusha imo mushira. Balesa kwa plastic. Na pachipu na pa seats bends pale mode kama crumbs. Evyo Chelsea left ya bola. Ale kule ka first ngasa ngapa kaba afumyamo. Evyo left ya bola. So be careful as a Real Madrid when you face up against Chelsea. I don't want to come back here and remind you that I told you that this new machine under Thomas Tuchel, the Blues, they are a very dangerous proposition, and so you have to be very, very careful indeed.
Now, Andrew and Chair, Mr. Chaiman, isn't this the same Chelsea that was torn to shreds by one Sam Allardyce in charge of West Bromwich Albion? 5 past the 7 defenders.
Very, very true, Lorenzo.
Let me have Andrew come in and Chair can come in.
And be frank about it. Look at the number of games that he had played coming to when they lost, in that game. I think that going 14 games, competitions without, losing a game. So it was a one of, there's always going to be a blip at some point, and you are going to fall. But look at how they've come back after that West Brom defeat. They've won games. They've qualified to the semi-finals of the Champions League. They're into it with a chance that they can be able to hit, Champions League football again, in terms of top 4. So really, I think they've rebounded well after that defeat. That's a stature of great men or great teams. You are beaten, you go down, you don't sit down completely. You're able to rise, you dust off yourself. I think over 180 minutes, that's the time that, the winner will be decided.
All right, Andrew, let me have you come in.
What if it was penalties?
Lorenzo, remember last week I did say that playing against relegation-bound team is not an easy task. Because these teams come fighting. They come, with the drive that we must get the maximum points to avoid relegation. And that's what Thomas Tuchel was facing last weekend. And you can see the result. Some never even went to the touchline to go and scream instructions. He just sat there, folded his arms, and was chewing his gum while the players were busy banging in them goals. So my feeling is that Tuchel has learned something from that game. No wonder he went back in midweek and produced positive results. So he is prepared. Much as he suffered that heavy defeat from a relegation-bound team, he is prepared to make sure that he makes amends from that loss and move forward.
And are you aware, gentlemen, that Zidane has faced Thomas Tuchel before and beaten him 3-1 in the UEFA Champions League itself? So Zidane knows Tuchel pretty well. As manager of Paris Saint-Germain.
Tuchel equally does what? Knows Zidane equally well.
So it's an evenly poised, encounter.
and having prepared adequately well for the day, we will see a great game. We will see a fantastic game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about the semi-final, FA Cup semi-final between Man City and Chelsea. Let me start with you, Chair, and then I'll run through the fixtures for La Liga and Serie A afterward.
And that's the one that will set the tone.
And yes,
that's the one that will set the tone.
Yeah, definitely. So Pep Guardiola against Thomas Tuchel. What is the tactical approach of both managers here? Because we seemingly paying tribute to the men that really sit in the dugout for today ahead of match day. Let me start with you, Chair. It's a Man City. It's an FA Cup semi-final involving two Premier League giants in Chelsea and Man City. And where would you really pin your hopes at final whistle? Who do you fancy to get to the final of the FA Cup?
I think let's remind ourselves first that both men, Pep Guardiola and Tuchel, were in Germany when Tuchel was in Borussia Dortmund, whereas Pep Guardiola was with Bayern Munich. He dominated. He was able to win trophies in terms of winning the league, and he triumphed. So in a way, he has that edge over Tuchel. But Tuchel has since migrated into England. He's found Pep Guardiola doing things in style. So to me, I think again, it's the edge that Pep has over Tuchel in terms of the FA Cup final that we have this afternoon. So really, I would be able to give it to Manchester City that they should be able to win. But suffice to say that Chelsea is also playing well. They've got a very good attacking team in ZH, in Havertz, in Mount. They're getting goals, they're winning, playing for funny, and they're scoring for funny. And really, it's an attacking side. So I believe that on their day, they can be able to upset even the Pep Guardiola that is so fearsome with his Manchester City. But again, you look at Manchester City, they've got a possession, they can attack, and he can be able to change the formation. All of a sudden, Raheem Sterling is not a darling. He's sitting on the bench, he's coming in as a super sub. There's one boy that has come, now, that's Foden, Phil Foden. He's a guy that, Pep Guardiola is relying on, and he's a guy that is getting goals for Pep Guardiola. And I should be able to see the boy, starting this afternoon. But that's it. Overall, in terms of winning it, Manchester City should be able to carry the day.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Chair. Mfundi, who's your money on between the Blues? All right, Chelsea Blues. Man City Blues.
Between the Blues, yes.
Yeah.
The Sky Blues and
and the other Blues.
It's gonna be a very difficult game. Like I said earlier on, two teams that contrast in terms of their style of play. Manchester City would want to dominate possession, and they're very quick. Sometimes playing with the force number 9. You have seen Raheem Sterling not being involved in the Champions League over the 2 legs when they qualified into the semi-finals. Again, that Americanism slipping in. I think that it's going to be a very tight game because I think that Chelsea, tactically, they're very solid. Apart from the 5-2 embarrassing loss that they suffered at the hands of West Bromwich Albion, they have looked very good.
With Big Sam.
Absolutely.
Pulling off that upset.
Yeah, it was probably just one of those flash in the pan kind of results.
We hope so.
Yeah, I think so, because I think that they have regrouped very, very strongly indeed, Thomas Tuchel's side. And they'll be relishing the opportunity because they are playing each other in the league after this. So like a triple kind of, fights that are coming. And there's a potential, like I said, of them meeting in the Champions League as well. So really, it's contrasting fortunes. And
you think they'll meet in the Champions League?
I said it earlier here, Lorenzo. Where were you?
I doubt it.
I said
no.
As
this is
homage.
why I keep insisting, because I doubt it.
Look, as homage to the prince, the departed Prince
Philip.
It's just an order that the British teams, the English teams to be specific, in both the Europa League as well as the Champions League, they play in the final. Just to underline the strength of British and English football.
English football. Football. Just English teams will be boring. We don't want to have a final with it. We just have English teams.
These are the most watched teams on the planet, Lorenzo. And if you
may he so rest in peace. Prince Philip.
Yes, indeed, because it's a life worth celebrating, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
He would have turned, is it 100, 90?
Yes.
Later on,
99?
100. He was
Mhm.
about to turn 100
Mhm.
later on
Mhm.
in June.
Mhm.
And yeah, so
Mhm.
later on this year, I'm not sure whether it's June, but truth be told, I think that the aces in this particular look, they're going for a quadruple, unprecedented Manchester City. So it will be working on the back of their minds as they come into the semi-final.
Mhm.
But then Chelsea will be saying we have to put a stop to the rot. If it was Manchester United facing them,
Mhm.
I would bet my son
Mhm.
that Man City is losing. But
Wow, you
Yeah.
sure you'd bet yourself?
if it was Manchester United facing them with such a scenario, but I'll be very cagey.
I'll call ball a bit.
I'll be very cagey and say maybe for the first time, let me sound like Bache. 90 minutes would decide.
90 minutes to decide.
There's a winner after 90 minutes or extra time or after penalties. There'll be one winner. That's the analysis I'm giving you. Uh-huh.
Who has been around, in England
Yeah.
for a longer period. He's won the EPL.
Mm.
Even in Germany, he was, over and above Tuchel in terms of him coaching Bayern
not
Munich.
Tuchel.
So really, my man should be on Manchester City because I believe that they've got what it takes for them to be able to win this game. That is not to say that Chelsea is not a good side. It's a good side. It's come of age, and on their day, they can be able to upset Manchester City.
Mhm.
Let me run through fixtures starting today. We have Newcastle United playing West Ham United at 13:30. This is at St James's Park. Definitely West Ham. The book is favourites to see off a Newcastle United away. Wolverhampton Wanderers are at home to
Relegation
Sheffield
bound,
United.
remember?
Oh yeah, all scrap fight, eh? Yeah, okay. But well, West Ham are also quite impressive this season. Sunday sees the Arsenal at home to Fulham. London Derby at 14:30 at the Emirates. Then Burnley will pay a visit to Manchester United at Old Trafford at 17. Then Monday Night Football sees Leeds United at home to Liverpool at Eland Road. Marcelo Bielsa against Jurgen Klopp in that particular fixture. Talking of La Liga, La Liga action is definitely on Sunday, all of it, where at the Real Arena, Real Sociedad plays Sevilla at 14 hours. Then Elche will be away to Osasuna at El Sadar Stadium. And then at the Estadio Wanda Metropolitano, it's Atletico de Madrid at home to Eibar at 16:15. Then Huesca travel to play at Estadio de Mendizorroza to play Deportivo Alaves at 16:15. Celta de Vigo will be away to Cadiz at Estadio Ramons de Carranza. And then we do have Getafe at home to Real Madrid at 21. Then Villarreal will be away to Levante at the Estadio Suiti de Valencia. So those are the games really in La Liga. Quickly in the Italian Serie A. Today we do have Sampdoria at home to Hellas Verona at the Luigi's Ferraris. Then Crotone will be at home to Udinese at the Stadio Ezio Shida Stadium. Then Sassuolo play Fiorentina La Viola at 18 hours. Then Cagliari will be at home to Parma. Tomorrow it's AC Milan at the San Siro at home to Genoa. Then Benevento will be away to Lazio at the Stadio Olimpico. Atalanta will be at home to Juventus in the 15 hours kickoff on Sunday. Then Spezia will be away to Bologna. Torino play Roma at the Gran Torino. Then Napoli will be at home to Internazionale at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Pick of the weekend, look out for the weekend. Let me start with Andrew. Which one would you pick as your highlight for the past week and something we should look out for this coming weekend?
Pick of the week, Lorenzo. It's of course the sending of Keke on suspension.
Kelvin Kaindu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We hope that he's got very good credentials as a coach. We hope that, but so far in Zambia he hasn't managed to do what he did in Zimbabwe. But we hope that given a chance that probably he can do better. Though we are hearing so many names being thrown around for his replacement. We hope that he finishes that 3 months and gets back into the driving seat.
Okay.
Look out for the weekend. Definitely, it's the ABSA Cup semi-finals. My hope is that our national division representative Concola Blades can actually produce another upset.
Okay. All right, Chair. We're moving on to you for Pick of the Week and look out for the weekend.
Yeah, my pick is in tennis, the girls' tennis. You know,
I almost said you no longer give us other sports updates.
her name is Kovinik. She's new on the scene, but so far she's played, Charleston in United States. Now, as we speak, she's in Monte Carlo, playing on the clay court. Get to watch this girl. I think she's a revelation going forward. She will be able to beat a lot of girls on the circuit on tour. Just last night I was watching her. She was playing against Shelby Rogers of United States, and she won 5-7, 6-1. Last week I was watching her in Charleston. She played well. She was able to win. So she's one person that I'm putting my money on, that she could be able to upset a lot of famous names in tennis. I'm looking forward to the Backpage final. I want to see which team will be able to get into the
Cup. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
sitting down on television to be able to watch the games.
Okay, great stuff. All right, Mfundisi, pick of the weekend. Look out for the weekend.
The pick of the week has to be the Copper Queens, who became the only African team
at the Olympics.
In terms of women football after Cameroon was kicked out by Chile. And the chairman had rightly pointed out that Chile were going to eliminate Cameroon. So massive congratulations to Chair. But
for the right call.
For the right call. Yeah. So we have to congratulate also the Football Association of Zambia, its president Andrew Kamanga, because Zambia is the only country that would be at the Olympics for female football. I too look forward to the Absa Cup semi-finals at the Arthur Water Davis Stadium. That's Lusaka Dynamos up against Zanaco, and obviously Zesco United taking on the Eden University Division 1 league leaders Concola Sharp Blades later on. So yeah,
basically that's it. Wow. I see.
Real Madrid. Tulebika Jose Mourinho aliangalia shia madadi. Hapo na song hapo na kwati ba muma kuli train. So lile hapo na bakana goya Manchester United. Then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer alilandati. Uyu sani ngaba mwana wandi fidia achipona alefu abantu 10 bamukumya mofi apona pakumwimi yafida bachimwimi bananku bali 10 ngaba mwana wandi nishibwali takuli ya kunganda. Hello Mourinho hasaranda cha what a father ine nangubana bandi tina yamkubebila bali mensala kubebila ndala makusa kulia ine kupela mwana wandi wenda na iba
so that
ali ya mwana. So ile ma comments nomba poba alilondati Mourinho wants to distract from the loss. He's talking about daddy and son issues, but we know Mourinho. Atalabika ma player kuwaya. Wabula kubeba fyale babikila kuwaya.
Baigila kuwaya.
Kumuika player kuwaya kaidi wale monete bale social na puba. After kumushta record money 89 million pounds. You start failing to manage the player. Hello player that bale bamdala bena balabika bantu kuwaya. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer alekweba ngata kubikilemo alekweba. So Mourinho alanda I'm not interested. I care less. You have heard what Pogba said about your man. I care less. Joking. I care less. I'm not interested.
Lorenzo, before we go, maybe it would be good to pay tribute to Enson Sindowe, the late former patron for Power Dynamos. Passed on, I think it's more than a week ago. He's contributed quite a lot to football in Zambia. Life member of FAZ, if I'm not mistaken.
Not yet, but moving towards that.
Yeah. And he contributed so much to football in this country. So may he so Lorenzo rest in peace.
Okay. All right. We would like to appreciate each one that did participate and did take time to watch us. Chair, thank you very much for coming through as well via Zoom.
Special salute.
Special salute to you, Chair. All right. Okay, so it's mejores amigos para siempre at this juncture, gentlemen. We have to say, lights out.